Okay, so for our last lesson today, you are going to do lookbook again. We're kind of getting in a sort of routine. We'll mix it up every once in a while, but definitely going to stick with grammar and lookbook most days. So this one, we're going to do a little bit of work with, they call it is a function that you need to learn how to do. Let me share my screen with you. And then we're going to go on a school field trip and see some polar bear action, okay? So this function is agree and disagree. Now, this might be kind of a bit of a review, but I think it's worth going over and just getting some practice. So when you're talking to someone about something like your opinion or thoughts on something, you can agree or disagree with what the other person has to say. And there's lots of different ways you can do that. So to agree, you could say, oh, that's right. You could say, I agree. You're right about that. I think so too. That's true. All of those mean the same thing, but can be said very differently. Disagreeing, you could say, but don't you think that this instead? You could simply say, I don't agree. I'm sorry to disagree, but I think this instead. I'm not sure about that, or I don't think so. So we're going to get to practice with agreeing and disagreeing with this listening. So you're going to listen here and you're going to fill in the blanks as we go.
On Saturday?
Okay, I'm going to start that over because it's a little quiet. His voice is interesting. Move it. Oops. All right.
Hey, should we go skateboarding at the skate park on Saturday? It would be so cool.
I agree. How should we get there?
I think going by bus is the best way to get there.
I don't think so. I think it's better to walk.
I'm not sure about that. It's kind of a long way.
I could ask my mom to drive us there, but we would have to go early because she's working on Saturday.
I think it would be better to get up late on Saturday morning.
You're right about that.
Let's go after school today. I'm sure it's easy to walk there from here.
That's true. I'll just have to check if it's okay with my dad.
Yes, I'll need to call my mom. Let's hope we can both go. It's going to be so cool.
I think so too.
All right, so you can listen to that a couple times if you need to get all of those filled in. And I will keep moving here. Let's see. Same thing.
Hey, should we go ski?
That is the exact same thing. So yes, you can just rewind and play it again there. It's the same recording. No, we can't work in pairs right now. Maybe at the end of class, we can try this out. But you can write a little sentence here. Here's what the person is saying to you, and then you need to agree, and for these two, you need to disagree. It's much better to walk than to go by car. It'd say something like, I agree, you're right about that. That's so true. Okay, and then for the bottom two, disagree. Here, circle the word that makes the sentence true for you. Then, well, we're not going to work with partner right now. So just go through and you need to pick the one that would make it true for yourself. So for example, it says, I think or don't think a camel would be a very good pet. I would say, circle, I don't think a camel would be a good pet because I think camels are kind of stinky and gross. Okay, so just quickly go through and circle what's true for you. And we'll do the workbook page here. It's pretty simple, but we'll get some practice talking at the end of class here. All right. So you're going to go through this one. I want to challenge you to not look at that box, but if you need to, you can. But I think it's pretty straightforward. So you need to go through and write A if the statement is agreeing and D if it's disagreeing. So you're right about that. That's an agreement. So I would write A here and so on. Okay. All right, here's another listening one. You're going to fill in the blanks.
Track 20. Function 2. Agree and disagree. Activity 2. Listen and complete the conversation.
Hello, Laura. I'm going to the art festival tonight. Would you like to come?
That would be great. But it starts tomorrow, doesn't it?
No, I don't think so. I'm sure it starts tonight.
Okay, it's at the Bridge Art Center, right?
I'm not so sure. I thought it was at the Riverside Gallery.
I don't think so. It's been at the Bridge Center every year since I was small.
Oh, well, we can go and check. The Bridge Center isn't far from the Riverside Gallery.
That's true.
I'd like to get there early. I want to have time to see everything.
I feel the same. The festival was amazing last year.
I agree. I thought it was fantastic. Let's try to get there by 5 o'clock. Maybe we can get a snack at the cafe first.
Great idea.
All right, you can rewind and replay if you need to. I'll move along here so I don't keep you on the video too long. Write responses for each statement. Agree or disagree and give reasons. So read the statement. Use your own thoughts. You can agree or disagree. You can say it however you want. You can look at the box for options. Then give a reason why. It would be great to be a lifeguard. I agree because I love to swim. Something like that. Don't use mine, please. You can come up with your own, okay? Now, we're going to do this field trip real quick. It's not very long. Let's zoom in here. So first, we're going to read this text. You're going to answer some questions, and then you get to watch this video. It's pretty cool. Franz Joseph Land, Russia. That's where this takes place. Zoom a little bit closer. All right. You're going to watch a video about an expedition that takes place in Franz Joseph Land, an archipelago, a group of islands in the Russian Arctic near the North Pole. See if you can try to say that out loud without messing it up. Sometimes scientists go to the islands to do research, but other than that, no one lives on them. So these are completely untouched by people. There are many interesting creatures there, such as polar bears, whales, and different kinds of seabirds. In the video, National Geographic explorer and photographer Corey Richards and his team are on one of the islands, trying to get a photo of a polar bear. They've tried many times to get a good photo of the polar bear, but it's very difficult and dangerous. They want to get a close-up photo of the bear, so they need special photo equipment. It's an exciting project and a very interesting place. So here's the photographer. And here's a couple questions I want you to write down before you watch the video. So first, why do you think Corey Richards and his team want to take a photo of the polar bear? Why is that important to them? Why do you think taking photos of polar bears is so difficult and dangerous? Especially a picture close up like this one. Why? Just write a couple thoughts down. All right, now we're gonna watch this video. So as you're watching, you're gonna number these and put them in the correct order of events. I'm gonna make the video nice and big so you can see it. You just work along in your book.
On one of the islands of Franz Joseph Land, National Geographic explorer and photographer Corey Richards and his team have been trying for a long time to get a close-up photo of a polar bear. They need special equipment like a drone and a remote-controlled camera. One of the men runs to collect the drone. When a polar bear gets there, Corey is worried. Polar bears can be dangerous, especially when they're hungry. The men hurry into the boat. They left the camera on the beach. The polar bear walks slowly towards the camera. The men watch from the boat. They're very excited as they hope they'll get a good photo of team thinks the polar bear is going to
Mhm.
eat the tripod.
Tripod. He's trying to eat the tripod.
But in the end, the polar bear moves away and the men can pick up the camera. Corey looks to see whether he got a good photo.
Let's see what we got. We got it.
He did. It's a beautiful photo. Corey is pleased because he knows a photo like this will make a difference. He hopes people will think more about protecting the environment where polar bears live.
All right, so it kind of answered some of those questions from the start. If you want to rewatch it, you can to get all of those answers there in the right order. But wait, you can rewind there. Let's just talk a little bit. Actually, I think we'll just do this at the end of class. We'll discuss these. I'll ask a few of these questions. So just get those numbered. And then if you want, if you have the materials to do this at home, you definitely can. It's to make a pinhole camera. So you would need a round container, a pencil, wax paper, tape, and a blanket. And then you can try to make that if you want. But if you don't have those things, don't worry about it. That's not something you have to do. Okay. So here's that picture again. Let's go to the workbook real quick. There is a couple questions here I want you to do. So a polar bear walks towards the remote camera. There's a picture again. Remember the video and check the things that you saw in the video. Boat, camera, drone, penguin, polar bear, rocks, fish, ocean, whale. You can always watch again if you need to. I want you to fill in the blanks here with these words. It's talking about what happened in the video, but you can probably figure it out without watching again, or you can rewatch. But I think with the context here, you can figure out what goes where. And then last, imagine you were one of the people with Corey. Write 3 sentences about what happened, what you saw, and how you felt. Was it exciting or scary? What did you do after you'd seen the What did you do after you'd seen the photo of the polar bear? So imagine you were one of those people who has been working on trying to capture a picture of this polar bear. Imagine the emotions you would feel, okay? Just 3 sentences. All right, and then you are done with this for today. So if you finish all of this work, you can watch the video link I sent you. You don't have to do any extra work with that. That's just something to fill the time if you are done early. And I think it's pretty interesting about how much water is in the ocean. And then you can also do some journal prompts if you are speeding through all this. All right, and then I'll see you at 6:45.